For millions of years, plants have been producing natural volatile compounds that they emit to protect themselves. So let's say, for example, you walk by a lavender plant. The lavender plant is far away, but yet you can smell the lavender that it's releasing. One very important attribute is to protect itself. We can identify out of the tens of thousands of compounds which ones are most effective and use them to protect fresh produce and extend its shelf life. Every minute, we waste enough food to feed over 1 million people. And that very same food waste ends up in landfills releasing over 6,000 metric tons of greenhouse gases. When you look at the problem of food waste, you realize it's not just an economical problem, it's a social and it's an environmental problem. We have to come up with a solution that's very easy to use, can be applied anywhere along the supply chain, and can be adopted by anyone from the largest distributors to the smallest smallholder farmer. And that's exactly what we're doing. My name is Modi Solomon. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Ripe Labs. I grew up in Monaco. My dad was an aeronautical engineer. I lived there for about 7 years. Then my dad decided to move back to Egypt, where he wanted to grow stevia. He did become the first person to successfully grow stevia in Egypt. I myself became an engineer. I got my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and then eventually got my master's and went down the medical device route. When you work in the medical device industry as an engineer, you never really get to see how the device is used. In 2013, my father gets this excruciating pain in his left foot. And so we rush him to the emergency room. Turns out he has a clot that has to be removed. We're talking through the procedure with the surgeon. He says, we're going to be using this device, the angiojet, to remove the clot. And as it turns out, it was the device from the company that I worked in. It was quite an impactful moment on my career because I got a whole new sense of appreciation for technologies that can impact people's lives in a positive way and in some cases even save their lives. When Steve and I started consulting with early stage startups and entrepreneurs, we met a young inventor from Malaysia who had come up with this proof of concept of a sticker that he can apply to mangoes to extend the shelf life. When we looked at the problem, we realized that it's absolutely enormous. Every single person on the face of the planet today is affected. So we ended up building a team to bring this technology from a proof of concept to a commercial product. What we've actually done is we've turned to plants. So it's really a biomimicry solution. Out of the tens of thousands of compounds that are out there that plants release, we can identify which ones are most effective against certain post-harvest diseases for different types of fruits and vegetables and fresh produce. We're trying to develop a formula that's going to have the broadest applicability possible. So we take those compounds, our engineers then encapsulate them in a coating that we could simply apply to a sticker. So you can simply take one of our proprietary stickers, peel it, apply it to a fruit or a package of the fruit. It releases the natural volatile compounds very much in the same way that plants have been doing so for millions of years. Everything we use is food grade from the sticker to the compounds. A little chewy, but perfectly safe. We live in a world where the population is growing at a very fast rate due to climate change and other environmental factors. Access to fresh, healthy food is only going to become more difficult.
I grew up here in the Yakima Valley and worked as a kid in the tree fruit business. You are at the mercy of the weather in any agricultural enterprise. We also have challenges from the insects to gophers, and there's just no shortage of challenges. And we go direct from farm to table with our small operation. We're picking ripe fruit, we're taking it immediately to the farmers markets and into our store here on the farm. And we are interested if there's a product that would help us to extend the life of our berries a little bit longer because they are picked pretty ripe.
this technology can have as big, if not a bigger impact in developing countries and in regions that are most affected by climate change. Those regions have small farmers and they rely on the yield of their farms to make a living and to put food on the table. We estimate that for every 10,000 stickers, our customers can see up to $3,200 added to their bottom line. We can save about 2.25 metric tons of food from ending up in landfills, which would save about 1.25 metric tons of greenhouse gases from being released in the air that we breathe. We are definitely looking at expanding far beyond just fruits and vegetables to many other types of food groups, including meat, seafood, dairy. Our vision for this technology is not only to be used by the largest distributors and retailers, but also by the smallest smallholder farmer in the most remote regions of the world today.